What's up, family? Transaction engineers. How y'all doing today? Hey, I got my co-host Lupi G, and we're here to give you guys some real knowledge. Some real knowledge and wisdom. We so excited to have you. Thank you for joining us. Hey, life reward the action takers. That's all I can say. Life reward those who take action, baby. So let's take some action. Let's have some love and show some love and take your real estate knowledge to the next level, baby. Luke,
Yes,
how you
sir.
feeling today?
Oh man, I'm feeling excellent, man. Thank you so much for asking, man. How you doing?
I'm feeling fantastic, man. I love them seats. Them
Man,
seats
appreciate
that
it.
that Mozzie symbol in the middle, boy. Woo.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
man.
Appreciate it. They pretty comfortable, man. Thing they don't grip you. They don't they don't grip me because I need a, I ain't got a I ain't I, they don't grip me, but they nice. They nice.
They look good. They look plush.
They comfortable. It's just that when you sliding and you moving and grooving, you know what I'm saying? It's like they don't just grip you like them racing seats do, you know.
That's the next toy.
Yep, that's the
Hey,
next one.
for this year we got to bring some more toys, y'all. We bring some new toys to the scene this year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, so everybody, man, we we bringing different topics every week, you know, and if there's any topics that you may want to discuss or you may need some information on, and you need to get some information to get you to the next level, drop them in the comments, let us know what you're struggling with. One thing that I went through Wednesday, I went through a master class, and it was actually a realtor from California that came, and she actually provided us with some information. So today's topic, happened to be what is an investor-friendly realtor. And if you haven't had your share of dealing with realtors, and I sure have had mine, and I'm pretty sure Mr. Transaction Engineer has had his share.
Oh yeah, man. I love investor friendly attorneys. We buy, we buy cash deals, like wholesale deals from investor friendly attorneys, subject to or sub
Agents,
to or creative financing. So they're I love working with investor friendly attorneys. I'm sorry, investor friendly realtors. Y'all are welcome. I'm out of Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. My guy Lupe out of Texas, Houston, Texas. We're open. We're open to working with you. If you got investor friendly mind, and what do you mean by investor friendly? A realtor that work with investors that know how we operate, that understand we buy with creative financing, that understand that we wholesale some deals, that understand that we look for rehabs if we're into rehab, understand that stuff, understand if they get a probate deal or pre-foreclosure deal to call me and see what I can do. Those type of agents, not the ones that some are just one track minded where they only go to school, take that little test, and now they're just looking for a listing, and only know how to sell the traditional way. See, if you only know how to sell the traditional way, you're gonna mess yourself up big time. You're gonna miss out on a lot of money. A lot of money. What's your take, Luke?
I would definitely agree with you. Another thing as well, when dealing with your realtors in your local market, and the best thing is to know the approach. It's definitely a way to approach the realtors. That way you can see if they are a good fit, even or even if they understand what an investor what an investor is about. So most realtors are they're limited as far as on intellectual property type basis, and what I mean by that is that they're groomed and molded, and they're basically robotic for the most part. Most realtors are robotic, and they only know what they go by the book, what they're taught. So
Yeah.
knowing a realtor can think outside the box, and they're more open to knowing how to be a creative realtor, those are the go-to ones, man. And I've had my share of those that thought they were investor friendly, and then I've had my share of those that were investor friendly. The ones that were investor friendly, hey, those are the ones that are have some pocket listings. Those are the ones that, hey, they don't have to have a pretty house. They don't have to have their face on the sign at the pretty house. They don't they don't have to only worry about listing a property. A seasoned investor friendly realtor know both the selling side and the buying side, and they also are aware of the investors that are buying properties the non-traditional way.
Man, you hit it on the head. So that sums it up, y'all. We finished. Nah, I'm just playing.
I've dealt with last year alone, man. We've they call them novations now. But I was doing novations on accident, not really knowing what novations was before they even came up with the name for them. But when it comes to realtors last year, I used a few realtors last year, and for the most part, once you find an investor friendly realtor, it's almost like a diamond in the rough, man. It's almost like finding a needle in the haystack. So you definitely want to keep those type of realtors on on standby, because investor friendly realtors, they will not only be there for you on the beginning part, as far as, hey, I need to list this property that I have the option to put it on the market with. Okay, I also would like to have that investor friendly realtor that wants to go out and hustle and find that buyer. That way, you can be working more on the business than in the business, and then in return, that investor will be receiving more commission than they ever thought. Most realtors believe that 2 or 3%, which most realtors don't get 3% because they have to break bread with their brokerage. But most realtors don't even understand, if they work with an investor or someone that is doing wholesaling, and someone that really knows what they're doing when it comes to wholesaling, those realtors will actually receive more money if they was to work with you more than just thinking, okay, I'm a realtor, and not really wanting to work with you or be on your side. So I've had my share of last year experimenting with a couple of realtors, and for the most part, you come across a lot of lazy realtors, and they may say that they're investor friendly, but when it comes down to it, they'll just basically put your property on the market. So make sure that you are you're setting the expectations on what you're expecting for that realtor to how you want that realtor to perform. That is very important. So the information that we have on the screen right now is basically letting us know what's going on in our current market. Okay, so what is an investor friendly realtor? And right here in this pamphlet, it said, does it seems like literally every agent has top produce in their profile, but most majority of the time, what is a top producing realtor? Okay, now when you talking about a top producing realtor, we're talking about someone that's saying that they're closing, one more than one deal a month. But just looking at the statistics that we received from a realtor that is very active, and this realtor actually, she sold over 100 million in property in California. So this lady was very seasoned. She was in a deal machine master class, and she gave us some valuable information. Now, it's saying that agents love pretending they're more successful than they really are. Okay, so is it with your wholesalers and your investors. Hey, everybody have the ego, right? But the thing is, what we're looking to do is take the E out of ego and just be on go mode, right? So
Right.
what leads us to understanding what's really going on in the market with the real estate agents? We're seeing right here 49% of real estate agents sold one or zero houses in 2023. So a little under half, or you could say right at half of all of real estates nationwide only sold, one or none of any properties last year. That sucks. 70% of agents sold 5 homes or less in 2023. So we have the numbers right here, and they came from an agent.
Wow.
So we don't know what the agents are doing, but if the agents are basically saying, "Hey, we're not gonna deal with the investors," well, what are you gonna do to get money? Are you gonna go work another job? Do you have another side hustle? Is real estate really something that you really want to do?
Man, but the thing what it is, man, they got to think outside the box, man. Think outside the box. Sometimes they believe everything they hear. They may hear something about investors. Man, all investors are not the same. So you got to get out that limited mindset. Go meet the investors in your areas that's doing something. And I'm telling you, you'll start making more money, but you got to get out realtors. You got to get out of that one track mind. You got to get open, check with your broker on, how you can receive your funds. But like I said, we do deals, subject to deals, wholesale deals, all type of deal with agents, and it just shows up on the hood. They write it up on the hood. I've done plenty subject to deals where they get paid at closing. And we take it over subject to, they get their 3% or whatever we discuss. Because you don't always have to get, an agent 3%. The deal may be a little tight, so you may have to give them 1%. It depends. If the seller behind on payments, or or they got equity in the home. So all those numbers matter. What's the how much equity in the property? So all that
Yep.
stuff matters. So that's a part of the numbers, their commission. So you can offer them, 2%, 1%. If the house is not going to sell anyway, you had it listed for a year. Go 1%, 2%. Or
Yeah,
I
my
give you
boy.
the full 3% though if the numbers work.
Mm, okay.
If the
My
numbers
boy,
work.
my boy David from Deal Machine, he's using the software where it's basically almost automated, man, and he's giving out um 10 to 20 offers a day or something like that. I don't want to lie, man. I'm gonna have to ask him to get the precise number, but he has an automated process where they're just pitching the offers, they're writing up the offers and sending the offers, and what they're doing is like sending offers at like 50 to 60% of well 40 for in between 40 to 60% off of the number that they have it listed for, and he just shooting offers out, man. And man, he's been closing deals left and right, but he's actually buying properties. He's not wholesaling, he's actually building his portfolio.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so there's a software, man, that's out there. I believe he said he like 1,500 or something like that a month or something like that. But it's cranking out offers every day, all day, just cranking out those offers. And all he's doing is doing the negotiations once he gets some feedback. So there's a lot of awesome tools that are out there, and there are going to be more awesome tools to come. But just think about it. The agent you're building a relationship with should be well versed in what a real estate investor like you is actually looking for in a deal, and how to maximize your renovations for the best ROI. Now, this statement right here is a nice statement because most of your realtors do not consider what the buyer on the back end has to go through, with closing costs, holding costs, not only holding costs, utilities, the renovation process, and then on the back end, putting that property back on the market, once it's time for them to, lease it out and or sell it, man. So having that investor friendly realtor that understands the reason why we have to negotiate with the property owners, you know, because we are basically needing to educate them on why they cannot get those high prices, man. And most people still haven't came down to planet Earth, man. But as
Nope.
as time go by, we're seeing that you know, their airtime is slowly coming back down, man, because it's probably sitting on the market now.
Yeah, they got to drop, man. We're seeing declines, man. Certain areas here in Georgia, man, 40, 50,000 price drops.
Mm. Man, I
Yo,
remember when you told me you missed the peak of your market on the was it a new build or was it a renovation that you had done?
oh, renovation. The last renovation. My last
That was
renovation,
something, right?
shit, man, we had to drop about 40 to 50,000, man. Shout out to my boy Brandon. There's a student turned partner, man. We lost. Well, we still made a profit. Don't we didn't lose, but we thought we was gonna make an extra 50, and we didn't make that 50. The price dropped on us. I'm like, oh Lord. But it's all good. Long as we didn't hit that red zone, baby.
So y'all was still in the green. So that's dope.
Guys, every Friday, 3 p.m. EST, we'll be together, hit you with different topics. Every Friday, 3 p.m. So,
Yeah,
anything, any topics you want to discuss, please put it in the chat and we'll get on it every Friday. All
yeah,
right,
yeah.
back to the money, guys.
So the next thing, you know, when it comes to an investor friendly realtor, you know, it would be nice, you know, if they should be investing in real estate themselves and know where and how investors are having success in your local market. So that's another thing as well. Um, when you're dealing with when you're dealing with the realtors that are in your local market, kind of get yourself in the rooms with those investors that are actually doing fix and flips, that are doing the rehabs. Still, those realtors are they're investor savvy for the most part, but it's depending on how much time they've been in the game. Because some of them still don't understand the reason for us educating the seller, and I think that's the main thing that have investors and real estate agents clashing, is that we as investors have to educate the seller on why they can't get that much, and the realtors that are not investor friendly, they're just thinking that we're just trying to squeeze all the juice out the lemon, or whatever you want to call it, you know. And they get this feeling that what we're doing, we're just snatching the property from the property owners, and that's not the case. You know, we're thinking about everyone that's involved, even the actual person that's gonna buy the house once the person renovated. We're Us as investors, we're thinking about all of that because we have to consider the buyer's closing costs on the back end and their holding costs on the front end.
You're exactly right. We the ones who's open minded though, man, they make a lot of money. The ones we work with, they make a lot of money because they're not only waiting on a traditional sale, they working with us with wholesale deals. They working with us when we look for renovations, deals to flip. They bring subject tools to us. So now just think, if you're an agent, you just got three more income streams instead of just that one. You got three more that just came in, so now you got four. Good, you got somebody that want to sell traditionally. List that one. Boom, you got a subject to a seller in need. You know, investor that buys subject tools. Boom, you go. That's another one gone. You got another investor that like the wholesale. Boom, now you wholesaling too. You bringing them the good deals, and they cashing you out. Come on, we think outside the box, and that's when things change, baby. That's when it changes.
Now I can't be in denial. So I've had my fair share of dealing with realtors. And what I mean by dealing with realtors, I mean, you know, putting properties on the market with realtors, actually selling properties on the market with realtors, whether it was a wholesale deal and or if it was a deal that we've taken over subject to. I have yet to find a realtor that is all in, ready to hustle and get to the bag with me, man. So I think that would be a good question, not only from me, but I'm pretty sure a lot of our followers or those that are subscribing to our channels, man, definitely wanna have some clarity of how can we find these realtors that we could connect with and have an ongoing relationship with, because it just seems to me, man, they either just want to use you for the information or they just want to get the chips and dip. And what I mean by getting the chips and dip, they just want to get that quick bag, and they really didn't do anything. And you're looking at it from a standpoint as, hey, now I'm gonna put you onto this bag. You didn't have to do anything, right? You didn't have to worry about finding a seller. I'm not desperate. I just wanted to work with you so we can maximize the potential of the property. So I'm bringing the opportunity to you. And those particular realtors, they just came in, put the property on the market, and it's sold, but they really didn't do any work because they didn't bring in the buyer. I've had those moments. So what can we do to get with the realtors that are real active, that are hustling on the seller side and the buyer side to actually get the deal closed and earn that check? You get what I'm saying?
Well, I know a lot of good places will be is your reels. Any real estate groups in your area or meetups, man, go out there and network. And if they are already in those areas and stuff, pretty much, man, they already open minded. You can get the cards when you go into real groups. Look for the realtor cards that's out there, or the ones who advertising. Mostly every state got a local real estate group. Now I have that link for y'all next Friday. But you should be able to Google local real estate group or meetup group in my area. Let me see while we're talking. I'll see if I can find it.
Man,
But go there, y'all. I'm telling you, you're gonna make some investor friendly realtors. Go ahead.
I
I'm
went
sorry, Luke.
no, I went. My bad. I went to our RIA out here in Houston, and that was at the very beginning of my journey, man. And I connected with some realtors, and they were investor friendly, but they were more of investors themselves. So they was trying to get me to hustle for them, and I'm like, no, I'm a business owner. Like that's not gonna work. So we're trying to figure out ways that we can collaborate and work together. And most realtors, they want to control the whole narrative, and they don't understand that that's not necessarily how that goes. So being able to explain to a realtor, like, your expectations is everything, man. And setting those expectations with a realtor is no different than setting the expectations with your sellers, man. It is like, it's not night and day. It's like the same type of episode, man. And I just was not able to continue with any relationships from any realtors from the real meetings. Now
Wow.
Houston is so big, man. Don't get me wrong. Houston is so big that they have so many other entrepreneurs out here that are in the world of real estate that are hosting their own events. Houston is huge. So
Wow.
if you have like Eventbrite and I forgot the other one, but it's Eventbrite for sure, and Meetup. You can actually go on those platforms and find different functions to go to. I just have not had any I don't want to say luck. I just haven't had any great opportunities to find a solid realtor that's sir, yes sir, and just a soldier, and just really go out there and they hustle. It's like, man, just like this guy on here say, man, real estate agents are the police of the real estate business. LOL. Man, hey man, you hit it right on the head. But hey, guess what? Things are gonna change, because if you all haven't heard, there has been a major lawsuit that has taken place. Okay, now with this lawsuit, these realtors are kind of in trouble at the moment, because something is gonna get wiped out. It's either gonna be the seller side or the buyer side, and it can't be the buyer side. So it seems like they're gonna be actually closing that gap between the two and combining them. So we are yet to see the outcome of this. But guess what? That happens to be for us as investors. Their outcome is going to produce us more income. And that's what we're in it for. We're not in it for an outcome. We're in it for the income. Can I get an
Sure.
amen?
Can the church get an amen?
Yeah, man. We are in it
Hallelujah.
for the income. So we are going to see, some changes. And I try not to get so deep into the. I try not to get so deep into to the the future stuff of things that haven't happened yet, because a lot of it is so negative, and I'm only focused on the positive side of things. So I try to keep myself away from all the negativity as far as the negative press on it. But man, there are some changes that are coming, and since I'm not a real estate agent, I'm looking at it from a positive side. They're going to be closing some gaps for us investors, to where that, hey, it's looking like the real estate agents are going to have to pick. You're either gonna deal with us investors, or you're going to get the bare minimum on your spreads now, and you're going to have to work harder.
Man, if you're a realtor, well, hopefully, that doesn't happen. But they are looking to cut the agent money, y'all. They are looking to get in between that, and that's a major lawsuit going on. Man, 3% really is not a lot. As investors, we make way more than that per deal.
Yep.
But so they mess with that 3%, man. I wouldn't even. What you want to be a realtor for? I guess you have access to the MLS, but I wouldn't be running out here chasing no deals for 1%, man. Oh my God, can you imagine that?
Yep. And
Shit, you
that's
might well
another
get a.
thing.
You gotta get a job, real
Yep.
one.
And that's another thing that realtors don't necessarily, that's why I believe we feud so much, because I gave an example, man. I was on No Reservations podcast earlier this week, and I gave him a scenario, right? If a realtor, if we're talking about $100,000 house, right, and a realtor puts it on the market, and that's 3% for that agent, is 3% for the other agent, then you factor in the closing costs. Just speaking at it from a realtor standpoint, $100,000 house, they only make it 3,000, right? And that's for one side of the agent, and they're not even making that because they have to break bread with the brokerage. Now, on our side as an investor, we're talking about that same $100,000 house. We offer 80. We get it under contract for 85, because it needs this, and this. Plus, we're covering closing costs. We're eliminating agent fees, which roughly comes out to another, 4% or so. So all together is about, in between 8 to 10% for closing costs, right? We are eliminating that, right? So just off that alone, that's 10,000. And then say for instance we negotiate another 5, because remember we pitch them 80. We get it under contract for 85. That's 15,000 compared to the 3,000 that one realtor make. So yeah, they're counting pockets and they don't like it. There's
They
investors.
definitely count pockets.
Yeah.
They definitely count pockets.
Yep. So that was a good scenario, man. And let's look at this last sentence on here. Say, what is it as an investor? What is an investor friendly realtor? We're gonna go to this last one, right? It say they'll have referrals to the best contractors, property managers, potential partners for you, etc. If your realtor does not have any of this, what what are we utilizing them for, right? Like what is that? What is there for them to make happen for us if we're bringing all of the action to the table? Remember, we negotiated the deal. Remember, we did the marketing for the seller. Remember, we put it on an agreement at a number that makes sense for everybody to make money, even on the back end. That has nothing to do with the realtors on the front end. So we're basically doing a lot of leg work. And when we pass that deal to a realtor, we're expecting a realtor to really go out there and find that buyer and make the play, complete. And
Right.
the realtors that we have now, they'll just sit it on the market and then let somebody else hustle to bring in the buyer, instead of them figuring out, hey, how can I get this other 3% for bringing in the buyer, and really getting out there and putting in that extra effort to not only get maximize their percentage and their profit margin, but to build another relationship to where that you all can make business transactions that can take place from business to business outside of them being a realtor. Because they don't, like, most realtors don't understand, if they can get an LLC, then we can be doing business a totally different way. and they can be cutting a lot of that brokerage talk out.
Yep. Well, once they get an open mind, most of them that I know that's been working with investors for a while, are investor friendly realtors, they end up turning to fully on the investor side. I only see them go back. Most of them keep it so they can use the MLS, but usually when they get a taste of the investor side, they out.
Yeah, and most of them fix and flips too, right?
Yep.
They usually go to fix and flip route, huh?
Some do fix and flip, some start wholesale, but a lot of them go that fix and flip. Heck yeah, man. Cause I commend realtors, man. You got to go show all these properties to buyers that may not even buy, to sellers. Got to deal with the sellers, get emotional about the house and the sale of their houses. Man, it's a lot of stress, man. It's a lot of stress. So, man.
So
all I
last
say,
year,
guys, just have an open mind and keep going. But things are changing. Stuff is slowing down. And as an investor and a realtor, you got to have more than one strategy in this market right now. It's time to re-strategize.
What we did last year, brother Eddie, man, what we did last year, man, what we started doing, we noticed that okay, you have flat fee listing sites for either a couple $100 or 1%. So we was like, oh, this makes a lot of sense now. So we started telling the realtors like, hey man, we're not pitching you 2.5% and 2.5% for the buyer's agent. What we're gonna do, you get 1 to 1.5% of the fee. I mean of the actual cost, like how it normally goes, but instead of 3%, we'll do 1 to 1.5, depending on what all they do. If they're gonna actually go out and take the pictures and things like that, video, okay, get the extra half. Other than that, we're pitching 1 to 1.5%, man. And the crazy thing is, the realtors on the seller side that we're working with, they're just putting it on the market, and they're not hustling it on the buyer side. So that's what caught my attention. And it took me a few times to get bust upside the head by realtors. I had one realtor for the 3-story townhouse. Shoot, she made 72, and then the other agent made 72. It was like 2.5 on a $350,000 house. And it was like they wasn't thankful, man. It was like they just got the chips and burnt out. Didn't say thank you. Didn't hey man, you got anything else we can work on? Hey, what else can we? Well, none of that, man. And then we had a couple of other moments where we pitched something to a realtor and it closed, but they really didn't do anything, and they got a bag, and man, it was like, man, we're just giving away money that we work hard for, and we like, hey man, we're open, like we know that we're printing money. Okay, we understand that when you're wholesaling properties, you're basically printing money. I don't care what nobody say. You are money. You get what I'm saying? Because it's free money. But the thing is, we are putting in work. We are putting in leg work. We are putting that arm and hammer in. So in that case, it's like on the opposite side. What other value are you going to bring to the table besides just putting it on the market and thinking that you're going to get the highest percentage? It just don't work like that. So what we were doing was doing 1 to 1.5% for the agent on the seller side that was listing our properties, and then doing 2.5% for the other side for the buyer. And that was working. But the thing was, the agents still was not actually bringing the buyer. They were still just listing it on the market and somebody else bringing the buyer. So they didn't even want the other 2.5% or try to figure out how they can make it work. And that's where I don't get it. And it's not for me to get, but I that's something I just did not get.
Wow. Man, they're not cut the same, that's for sure. They definitely not cut the same. Here's the link, y'all, if you want to find a reel that's close in your area below. Just put that in, national reel .org. Now all of them will not be on there, but just look in your area. You may see one that's in your area that's around you, and just go check them out. You're looking for an investor friendly realtor. Some of them, another way also, you can look for the ones that does short sales, agents that does short sales. You can look up, have an agent, they can pull up everybody with short sale listings. Now, not all of them work with investors that does short sales, but
How do
some
you
of them
how do
will.
you pitch, how do you pitch to those realtors that may have action at short sales? How are we supposed to go about pitching, our ideal to working with them?
I would pre-screen them out first, and I will ask have you worked with any investors? What have y'all done? What kind of deal? What type of deals have you done with an investor? If they say yeah, okay. You ever heard if they don't say wholesaling? Then have you ever heard of wholesaling? Do you mess with anybody that done any rehabs? Are you familiar with buying houses subject to or creative financing? In this day and age, I want one that's ready. You gotta have something. I ain't got time to play with you. So if you can't answer them questions, next,
Man,
next.
that's crazy, man. I remember I had got two houses in the same neighborhood subject to, man, and then I was going after one more in the same neighborhood that looked exactly, it had the same exact floor plan as the 5 bedroom, 2.5 bath that I had. And man, I was trying to get the agent to get on board with me, and I believe I gave him too much information, man, and he ended up doing a deal behind my back and pushing me out. So the
Yeah,
thing
do
was,
it.
yeah, the properties in that neighborhood was sitting on the market. It was a small subdivision, and all the houses was brand new. This was in 2020, but all of the houses was built in 2018. So majority of the people got in their houses mid to later on in the year of 2018. Now, the pandemic hit. Of course, a lot of people went through a lot, so a lot of people was trying to get off those houses and downgrade as quick as possible. And this was one of those ones. And the agent couldn't move the house, so I went through this neighborhood and I tagged every house that had a realtor sign in the front yard because they wasn't selling. And I reached out to all the property owners. I just bypassed them and I asked all of them, what type of relationship do you have with your realtor? So depending on if they said they was a friend, a family member, or whatever the case, then my next follow-up question would be, okay, if we can work out something aside of the traditional way of buying this property, because I'm in the business of making money, and you just bought this house, so you're either gonna come to the closing table with money, or we can do it this way. We can, take it over subject to the existing mortgage. Would you be open to that? And then those that said yes, then I would pitch the offer. Now the thing was with this one particular property, the agent actually was in the way. So the property owner was like, "Hey, meet me at the house." And when I met him at the house, the agent was there too. So the agent was like, "So what are you pitching to the client? What do you see as your offer?" So I gave him my offer. The dude say, "Yo, we'll get back with you and let you know." It sounds like something that may be possible, but let me do some research and see if this is something that we can make happen. Now, if a realtor tell you that they're going to do their research, that means that they're going to ask 100 other people about the topic that you presented, and most likely they're either going to circumvent and try to do it themselves, or they're going to seek guidance from somebody else, and they're going to squeeze you out the deal. So that is definitely a trigger word for circumventing and going behind your back. That word research, I'm going to research and get back with you, is a clear indication that you may lose that opportunity. FYI. So that deal actually got taken, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. There was a whole
Yeah.
nother person in that thing. And remember, I told you I was standing in the house, right? I was standing in the house on the same street, so I was able to see everything that went on because I moved in the other subject to house. So I was
But
on some man, try to take over this whole neighborhood. I take over this whole neighborhood, man. So yeah, I was on one of them. I was on one of them modes, man.
Bob at the
Yeah,
block.
yeah, man. That dude squeezed me out. The next thing you know, somebody else was in the property. He took his sign out the yard. I said, "Oh man, this dude got me."
Dang. They'll do it, man. You didn't put a memorandum on them.
I didn't have it under contract. I met
Oh.
with them to pitch my
Oh yeah,
offer.
you gave him the game. You gave the realtor
Gave
the info.
gave
Dang.
him the game. Gave him the
Back
game.
doors. You gotta be careful. Some of them will get you, man. Some of them
Yep.
swift.
And
Y'all
he
haters
was
out there, you better tighten up.
yeah, and he didn't know anything about it. He didn't know anything about it, but he said, "Let me do my research." And like I said, I've been through a couple of those. Let me do my research, and usually, when you go backtrack to check and see what's going on with that house is usually gone. You know what I'm saying? So if they use their research, you will know because if title changed, then that's something different. But usually, if title haven't changed and somebody else moving that house, that mean they really did their research. They did something creative, like they did what you were pitching as an offer, and they stole that deal from you, So it was good. It
It
was a good,
happens too on the seller side. Yep.
it was a good thing because I was able to add some value to somebody. He did some buster type stuff, man. Hey, I was able to add some value to him. So that's somebody that I low key did something real good for, man. So I still feel great about what took place, even though he took it.
Let's see, baby.
That baby girl,
Yeah.
she out there crushing it, man.
Tearing that softball up, man. It's that time again. I'm finna go out there. That squad so 5 man. Oh my God. I can't wait for this season. Then
Hey, so
it's so amazing seeing these girls grow up, man. We've been doing travel ball. One of our good friends is the coach, and he was talking about starting this up. And it was like all a dream. It was so tight because it was all a dream. We had finished with rec, so the rec season was over. So the only up from there was to do travel ball, which means you go play teams locally and travel to other states and play. So we was talking, man, and came into agreement. He got it started. We was able to help him out, and man, we've been rolling ever since. Ever since, man. So that's
hey,
a pretty amazing
anybody have
experience.
questions concerning realtors, man? Drop them in the comments, man. We need some engagement with y'all, man. Y'all let us know if y'all have any questions, about dealing with realtors and finding investor friendly realtors, what to say to them, how you can work with them. Any questions, man? Uh, you got 20 years in the game now, right?
Yeah, 20 big ones, baby. This should make 20 big ones. Stay
Yeah,
tuned, y'all. Either in August or September. It'll be official in about 30 days, 30 to 45 days. But we will do a seminar this year. I'm gonna do like a customer appreciation for all of the students. It's been 4 years this year, and we're gonna do a seminar. Lupi will be there, so we shooting to do a seminar either in August, between August and September. So we're putting that together, y'all. It's gonna be big. We're gonna have a lot of fun, man. Learn a lot. So stay tuned. 20
yep.
years in the game, man. It's time to get this stuff back at a mega level,
Man,
a major
congratulations.
level, man. Because there's so much out here that you got to keep going, growing and going. You got to keep learning strategies as a real estate entrepreneur. Thank you, Trent. Trent said, appreciate y'all putting this content. Much needed. Thank
Yeah,
you, brother
appreciate
Trent.
it, bro.
Pass this forward this to any more investors y'all know. Send it to them. Every Friday, y'all, 3 p.m., we will be live for an hour from 3 to 4. So any question you got related to real estate, drop it in the chat and let's do it, baby.
Quick question: since you've been in the business 20 years, your main market has been Atlanta this entire time, correct?
No, we do Atlanta, Florida, and Tennessee, and some of St. Louis.
Oh, okay, okay. So,
But my main market has been Georgia.
okay. So, do you get any pushback now, or have you gotten any pushback recently from realtors, or your name is so solidified, don't nobody give you any BS?
I just deal with agents that I've been dealing with, man, for the past 10 years. So I got a lot of pocket agents.
Man,
That's a blessing when you've been in the game, man. Some of them not going to work out, but some will. And the deals that worked out with agents, guys, I always follow up with them. Then you'll build that trust and you start doing more deals with them, and they're going to be calling you and sending you deals all the time. Follow up with them. Any agents that you close wholesale with, done subject twos, follow up with them, y'all. They need a sale right now. So it make a win-win for everybody. Look at
yes, sir.
Heat. He said real estate agents are the police of the real estate business. he he said real estate agents are the police of the real estate business. Some of them are, man. The ones that just got that one track mind, don't know how to think outside the box, man. Woo. And some of them have been agents like 40 years or 20 years. That's all they've been doing is the traditional way. Boy, they got the holy grail. You can't tell them nothing. Better watch it. You better watch it.
Wow. Yeah, this computer about to die.
Okay.
All right,
You
cool. You
better
can throw,
watch it.
yeah, you can
They'll
throw that
get
up
you.
on backstage.
Man, they will get you. Some of the agents, boy.
Yeah, man. I was speaking. I was breaking it down to somebody not too long ago. About that, man. Once you get to dealing with these pretty houses, man, you are really entering in their playing field. And I love you. I love you, brother Eddie, man. I love you, Mr. Transaction that you did, but you did not tell me what I was gonna have to face getting in these people's backyard and they playing field dealing with these pretty houses.
Love
Boy,
you too, bro.
once you get the marketing these pretty houses, boy, these real estate agents
They
gonna
ready to
come out
get
the
you.
woodworks and tell the property owners, "Did you know this? Did you know that? Look at this! Look at sending them forwarding them shots of the information you just sent them and everything." So, man, y'all make sure your paperwork is intact when you're dealing with these property owners. For the most part, man, I really do appreciate all the game that you've given me over the years, man. Man, it's been a blessing, man. Just having that paperwork together, man, because man, it's vicious out here. And just looking at the statistics from what the realtor told us in that master class, that half of the agents nationwide have sold 1 to 0 deals the whole year 2023. Man, we hey like yeah, I understand why they're as vicious as they are. I totally understand it. So make sure your paperwork is together when you get the properties under agreement. Make sure that you're marketing your properties properly. That way you can be bypassing all of the BS, man, and your sellers cannot backtrack on you. Man, speaking of that, my boy David Lucko from Deal Machine, he had a seller try to back out on him and he was gonna buy the property. Man, the people tried to back out on him after he gave the offer, had the property on the contract. Man, he sued. I told him, hey, man, you better put that memorandum on now. He went and put that memo on now, and he got an attorney. And I need to ask him how much he spent for that attorney, but they had to call for $50,000, man. 50
You
from
got
a
to, man. You
memorandum.
got to show some of these sellers that you ain't playing, man. I got a friend, my buddy. I got a friend. He does real estate, but he do not play. He will put a turn on your butt so quick, the seller or buyer, like in a heartbeat. Like it seemed like he looked for trouble. Whoever come across, he put them turners on them so fast, boy. Bam, bam, bam. Then you have to be like that. You got a lot of sellers right now in these markets backing out. They'll back out on you, man. I can't tell you, shoot. Last year alone, we had about 40 tried it.
40?
Four?
Oh, 4. Okay, okay.
Man, man, it's like, wow. They'll try. We got student. Let me see. Two of the students had two sellers try them, and Let me see. One of the students that I'm aware of had one. So, man, that's 7 right there. Then how many you had last year? Try to
Shoot.
back out.
Man, I think I had more issues. Man, let me think. Man, I think I had more issues disbarring properties last year than sellers backing out. To be honest with you, we were trying a market outside, right outside of this market, outside of Houston. I believe last year was one of those moments where we were losing our track of being able to close the deals on the dispo side, um, trying out a new market versus sellers backing out. Um, yeah, man. I believe I believe it was probably man probably no, that wasn't even this year. No, only thing we had this year was that fake land deal, man, where the dude was impersonating the seller. I had to give 16,000 back. I had received that assignment fee for 16,000 and had to give it back. You
Man,
know, I think that was like the only one that just really stuck it to us last year. But it was a very teachable moment, man. Like I wouldn't have traded that moment for anything because I went through it, and that was a growth. It was a growth moment. It was a lesson involved. You get what I'm saying? All the way around, it was a lesson involved. From the screening of the property owner to understanding that there need to be more stages in place when you're vetting out the property owner along with the title company and closing remotely. There are things that were put in place, and I'm glad that I was able to help with that part of it. Just on the simple fact that I was able to help the title company understand that hey, we need to do this and this and this when we have a remote closing. You get what I'm saying? So that land deal, it, and I need to ask the title company, did they actually get them people their money back? So I'm gonna do that. I'll call my escrow agent and ask her about that, man, because the buyer had a bad taste in her mouth, and she just yeah she really was over the board upset, even though her money was insured and things like that. But I think mainly because she was trying to buy property behind her husband back, and it all backfired. And I think that's why, because she was trying to buy property behind his back.
whoa.
I believe that was really why that deal blew up, and it ended up being just a messed up deal.
Man, look at those statistics. 49% of real estate agents sold 1 to 0 homes in 2023. 70% of agents sold 5 homes or less in 2023. Wow. Hopefully you was on that 51% side. You sold more than one house last year.
No, it just say one.
Well, 49% only sold one.
Oh, okay, yeah, 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 yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Woo. That's how you know it's like that too. The houses are slowed up. Man, it's a lot of agents. Usually when the market get hot, everybody want to be an agent. They run out, get them license like crazy. Then when it starts slowing up and then it die down, then a lot of them start working. But the ones I saw and that I know that are successful, they usually switch to the short sales.
Okay.
They usually switch over to the short sales. That's what time it'll be if the market goes all the way down, like if it crashes. Who knows what it's gonna do? It all depends on who get in that office. So we'll see, man.
And and I believe that may be a good thing, right? And no disrespect to the realtors out there, no disrespect to the realtors out there, but that may be a good thing. That when it do change to where that the agents are not understanding how to pivot, they won't become investors. They, like you said, they'll just go get jobs, which will be the ones we really need out the way, because they're not hustlers. They're not really going after goals. They're not really, chasing their dreams. They're just really in the way. You get what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at it. I may be looking at it wrong. That's why I say no disrespect to the realtors, but those are the ones that fizzled out. I will be happy that they fizzled out, because I think those are the ones with the attitudes. When you call them and reach out to them and you're providing value, I believe those are the ones that are turning their nose up. looking at us with disgust, things like that. Instead of seeing how can I get more of this money with you than without you.
I like this other pointer you have on here. They should invest in real estate themselves. The realtors should invest in real estate themselves and know where and how investors are having success in your local market. So
Yep.
don't just be an agent. Also invest in some properties. Buy you some rental properties. Buy you, do some deals. Do a renovation. Do a rehab. Do a new build.
Mm-hmm.
But it's time now. You got to really trans. If you're a real estate agent, now is the time to start learning some more real estate strategies.
Yep.
I'm,
Get
I'm,
your
I'm
techniques.
for doing this for 20 years. It's time to change gears. If you don't change gears, you will have to go get a job,
Yep.
like a lot of agents do when the market start getting like this. When it slows up. A lot of agents have to go get jobs, and when it get hot, then a lot of agents or people get straight into it because it's pumping. They get in
Mm.
and make some money, but now it's slowing down. So it's just time to transition. Think outside the box. Time to transition. You book a call with us below if you're looking to take your real estate business to the next level. We got a book a call button below, so you can book a call with one of our team team players. They're gonna you book a call with them. We just want to see where you at in real estate, where you want to go, and see how we can help you. It's time to change gears, man. Even as wholesalers, if you're only wholesaling, guys, I know right now you probably wish you had a couple subject tools cash flowing.
Yep.
It doesn't slow it up for a lot of people.
Yep. I
But you
spoke. I,
got,
I,
yeah,
I spoke with a buddy. My bad. I spoke with a buddy. Day before yesterday. He's in North Carolina. He's in some of those markets out there in North Carolina, and I think he's close to like the Golden Triangle or something like that. Oh, not the Golden Triangle, the Triad Triangle or whatever they call it. But he was talking about how he was doing, you know, 12 plus deals each month. I was like, damn, 12 plus deals a month. Shit, I ain't got to that point yet, man. I was like, shoot, what you doing? He was like, shoot, I'm doing 10 a month though. I'm still doing about 8 to 10 a month. I was like, shit, that's still good. You know what I'm saying? So certain markets, you definitely pushing the needle in certain markets. Like I'm in Houston, and I'm definitely seeing a change. Like it was booming when I first got in, and when I first got into wholesaling real estate out here, this was like when the Max Maxwells and other guys were just pumping wholesale, 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 and had this wholesale craze going on. And we had just had a hurricane 2 years before, so we were still going through a rebuilding phase out here. And when you're new to the game and your eyes are not really open until after everything that got like cleaned up and all the investors then bought and bought and bought, then you get to really thinking like, damn. And now all of a sudden, it's so much new development going on. Man, right now, it's so many people that have houses built in 2018, 2019, 2020, 21. These people really want to get out these houses, and it's going to get worse. And the crazy thing is that, seriously, they're going to have to come to the closing table with money that they don't have. So, what do you do in that situation, Mr. Transaction Engineer? I think you should tell them. Am I froze? Am I froze, y'all? Don't tell me my boy froze. Can y'all hear me? Hey, hey, can y'all hear me, y'all? Y'all drop a one if y'all can hear me.
boom. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm back.
Oh, okay, okay,
Got
okay.
a little technical difficulty. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
What was the last thing you heard?
Uh,
Oh, they can hear me. So what I was telling. what I was asking you, brother Eddie, what I was saying, most of the property owners now is it's gonna get worse, right? They've done so much new development, man, and a lot of these people that jumped in these newer houses, built in 18, 19, 2020, 2021, 2022. A lot of people bought these houses, man, and they are wanting to sell right now. Like
They upside
like
down.
like Trent and I, bro, Trent actually talked to a property owner that was a business owner. She had $1 million plus house. The thing is, I couldn't call you because she didn't want to listen to she didn't want to listen to anything about terms. She just want to get cashed out. But this lady had to downgrade, sell, get, like, she's out of business now and actually working at a whole nother company right now, and she's needing to downgrade out of a $1 million house, man. And it's just gonna get worse. People have lost businesses and things like that due to COVID, and things slowed down tremendously. So what do you think? Uh, what do you think the average wholesaler should be doing right now, seeing that we're in a point of uncertainty right now with the market and where things are going? What would you suggest for the average wholesaler to start doing as far as picking up any new techniques, add more tools to their toolbox and things like that?
Man, as a wholesaler right now, you need to be getting into creative finance and owner financing deals. It's going to be a lot of opportunities for that. It's a lot of opportunities also for lease options. Not everybody's going to want to sign their deed over to you. Let's be realistic. Not everybody want to sell subject to. Shout out to VRG Home Solution. He said, yes, we tapped in. Man, everybody's not wanting, everybody, listen, y'all. Only most of the time a person want to do a subject to, they just really done with the property. They done with it. They want out. But and because they take a risk of deeding it over to you, so now you got full control. So the next best thing I always say is a lease with an option to sublease. You can sublease it out to Airbnb. You can like run an Airbnb out of it. You can do you can put somebody in there on the lease option and get a down payment, a non-refundable down payment, monthly cash flow, and get paid on the back end, just like a subject to. So it's several strategies. You may want to get into doing options. It's kind of like novation, but I like options better. It's one contract, boom, you sign it, put it on the contract. You may not get the wholesale price. You may got to give them an extra 20 or 30 or 40. But what that option contract allows you to do, it allows you to sell it to somebody who's going to get a mortgage. Or if they paying cash, it still allows you to get paid. The seller get what you agreed to. If it's 200,000 and you're going to sell it for 240 and you get anything above the 200,000. So keep that in mind. You got to change gears, y'all. I'm telling you, after 20 years of being, because when I first got in 04, man, they crashed at the end of 07. So that joke was, boy, it was skyrocket, just like it was about a year or two ago. That's something, but you never think it's going to drop. Never think it's going to drop. I just started. I sure didn't know anything about a recession or nothing, man. I was in the game 3 years and it said, I said, whoa. So I quickly learned then, boy, it's time to get some more strategies. Time to get some more tools in my tool belt.
Do you see any similarities to what's going on right now versus what took place then?
Yeah. These prices are dropping so hard, man. That's showing trouble. And if they don't drop the interest rates, it's gonna get worse. Because people scared to buy right now. They're not gonna buy. You got a couple of deals going through, but people are not running out here buying houses like before. They paying 6 to 7%. Now, really, that's kind of normal. Usually in a normal, stable market, it's between about 5 to 6%.
Okay.
5 to 6%. So when that 2 or 3% got out, people went nuts. Y'all, that's not the norm, 2 to 3%. They was trying to get the market jumping. Shoot, I remember one of my mentors, he started in the 80s, man. He said they was up 9 to 10% in the 80s.
And I hear that was like the normal.
Yeah. So it's still decent, but I talked to a mortgage broker. He said in about 2 months they're going to drop. It's
Mm.
supposed to come down a 0.25% or something like that. But it depends on who get in there. I believe if Trump get in there. Now I'm not biased to anybody. I like Trump though. That's my boy. I like him with real estate first. Now the politics stuff, I don't even know what he's saying because I don't get into. I don't get involved with that. I don't even got time for that. That's all. It's all a play. Everybody family go golfing together. They all rich. So if you
Yeah.
rich and all on rich, your kids are not going to the public school. You're going to private school, and chances are y'all kids go to the same one, so you know each other. You're playing golf together. Man, that's a dang on show, man. Anyway, so it depends on who get in the office, and that's going to determine a lot of stuff. You know, if Trump get in there, he gonna drop them rates. He was getting out the money. That's why them jokers getting them PPP loans going crazy.
Yeah.
They went crazy with the PPP. Let me see if we got any questions. Any questions, drop it in the chat. What's up, J11? Thank y'all for tuning in. Nelly D, Inspector. What's up, Nelson? What's up, baby? One of our family members, Nelson Jamari, Sherrod. Wait, let me see. We got some fire from Nelson. Man, give us a thumbs up, man, if you like it in the session today. Every week, y'all, we're gonna hit you with some stuff and we're gonna have a slide and go through some things. We're also gonna pull up some websites and show you certain things. Our goal is to be very informative and show you how you can grow your business. If you need help, we're here to help you. If you don't need help, some people just can see a couple of things and go out there and get it. So to each his own. Man, I got people I've seen in the airport that come to me, hey man, thank you, man. I'm about 2 subject to. I'm like, man, you didn't I didn't know you. I said, you bought a course or anything? No, man, you just gave away the information. And I looked it up and done it myself. So hey, shout out for the action takers, man. There's
Hey,
people out here doing deals I don't even know, man.
bro, hey, Mr. Transaction Engineer, man. I went to the auction Tuesday. Our auctions out here for the the tax sale auction, auction.com, foreclosure auctions, all that stuff is the first Tuesday of every month in Texas. And I went this month, and I'm so I'm so thankful, man. I am so happy and grateful that I woke up and I was
So
able to go. Man, I went to this went to the auction, man. This guy, he I didn't notice him. He had a mask on, but he noticed me, and he had tattoos and stuff in his face. And then he stopped me. He said, "Man, bro, I just want to let you know, man. I noticed you, and I know you probably didn't notice me. But I just want to let you know I appreciate you and the information that you gave me. And ever since I seen you a few months ago, and you told me what you told me, he like, man, I'm looking more towards being on the opposite end of the playing field." And I was like, man, I appreciate that, man. And man, bro, it was crazy because when I met this dude a few months back, it had to been like August or something like that when I had went to the auction, and he was handing out flyers, and I told him, I'm like, dude, you on the wrong side of this shit. Like, he had tattoos and stuff in his face and all that, and he was doing like some petty work for somebody. He was passing out somebody flyers, and I just saw so much more in him. You know what I'm saying? I told that dude, I was like, man, this not what you need to be doing, bro. I say, you see me? I'm like, man, we speak the same language, bro. We probably cut from the same cloth. I said, man, what you need to be doing? You need to be finding these properties before they come here, bro. You come here every month and hand.
dang.
This is not my first time seeing you. Like, dude, you need to be getting these properties before these other people is getting them. That way, you can sell them to the people that's coming here to
All right,
build.
now say it again.
And that dude walked up on me Tuesday and gave me some love, man. And I just appreciate every part of this transition in my life. You know, crossing over into real estate and leaving certain aspects of what I thought was life behind, man, and pursuing this journey. You know, head on, headstrong, and man, bro,
The
the people,
paradigm shift.
yeah, the people that I'm touching, you never know who you really touching until you
Never
see them
know,
again,
man.
until you see them again, or you see them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I first met you, bro. I met you from YouTube and reached out to you, and you were like, man, who's this dude, man? And kind of wondered like what was my motive? Man, my motive was to change, and
Wow. And
been,
yeah, man, I
been
see so
able to
much growth
appreciate,
too.
huh?
I done witnessed so much growth. God
Yeah.
bless you, man.
So
Love
man,
you, bro.
bro, I appreciate it, man, and man, I appreciate it, bro, and I'm just thankful that I'm able to touch people, like you say, just continue to pay it forward, man.
Pay it
That's
forward, y'all.
always tell me to do, man. Just pay it forward. I'll be like, man, what you need, man? Just pay it forward, bro. So, and I appreciate you, man, and man, this journey been amazing, bro.
Thank you, bro. LA real estate. LaShonda, what's up, family? Man, LaShonda been with us the whole 4 years. She saw me on my boy Chris Askin thing.
That's how
Sure.
that's how I found you, and then went on your channel. What she say?
Wow. Law of the universe. She said, hey, Eddie, I had a lease option I sold last year, and because the market changed, the house could have sold for way more. Yep.
I'm going through that right now. So I had some tenants move out on me. I had some tenants move out on me last week, but I didn't find out until Tuesday. I mean Monday. So I went to the auction Tuesday. I found out Monday, and yeah. So it was a house that I took over subject to. It was built in 2018, 5 bedroom, 2.5 bath. I put some people in it, and they stayed in there for 3.5 years. They upped and move out on me. Didn't say nothing, but I put the footage on Instagram so everybody can see it. And most likely, I'm gonna do some footage for YouTube as well. But they left, man. I've seen so many horror stories from colleagues out here in the real estate world, and man, for the most part, these people left the house clean, and the only thing that need to be replaced is like carpet and paint, man, and some boards on the fence because they had a dog that was tearing up the boards. So, man, I'm just thankful, man, for the opportunity because we can either rinse and repeat that process, put somebody else in, or we can sell it and cash out. But you're right because the tax assessor is appraising the house for 330 something, but the market has been declining, and the tax assessor number is still up there, which is not right. Usually they be lower than what properties are actually selling for, but the market have declined on me, and now versus me being able to get probably about 100 grand out the deal, most likely it's gonna be a lot less unless I change the carpet and do the paint. So yeah, man, we do know the times have changed a little bit for real. The market has declined.
I would not be doing a rehab right now. I tell you that. If you're doing a rehab right now, you better get that sucker 50, 60 cents on the dollar.
Mm,
Or be in a good market that your market is still up. Make sure you check and get your agent and see how that market is doing before you renovate. See if it's on the down scale or it's still going up. And you
yep.
want to look at the prices. Because I'm telling you, man, the deals we're doing now, people have to drop down 50, 60, 70,000 man dollars on some of these deals. Because they seeing in their neighborhoods the prices have dropped. These
Damn.
prices has dropped. So hey, last year prices, not this year prices. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So
And you
the
gotta
market
show
research is important. Market
some
research is important. Knowing the days that the days on market and how long it's
ooh,
taking for them to close too. Those are letting you know if you're dealing with cash buyers or the more traditional buyers. So yeah, man.
look at them days on the market. I second that. Woo, you better. LaShonda got another one. I have another one that I'm about to sell. Same thing. 24 months is too long on the lease purchase. All kind of things change. Man, oh my God. It's so true. What I learned, and because I had to sell one too cheap last year. When you put these people in with a lease with an option to buy, this is what I learned. So put this in your next agreement. If you don't buy with, if you do, I would still do a 2-year lease purchase. But if you do not buy within the first year, you'll have a new price and it will adjust with the market.
Mm,
Whatever the price for the second year, that will be your price. All you got to do is put that in the agreement, have them to sign off on it. Cause man, I lost. Oh my God, I had to sell one like that I locked in, and we had to sell that one like the person they did their option to purchase. So They bought it, but I lost out like 40 grand, man, because the market changed.
But you still ended up in the green though, right? You wasn't in the red. You just
Yeah, I was
missed
in the green.
the opportunity to get 40 plus more.
Yeah, I could have got 40 plus.
Okay.
So that's the only thing, man. That's the only thing. When you do them lease with the option to buy, when you do it, guys, put if you don't buy within the first year, that second year you got to buy for the appraised value.
Mm.
Shoot, I'm telling you, learn from me. That my 5-figure experience seminar, my 5-figure seminar I had to go to, and I was taught that a long time ago, but I forgot. I done it on some of them, but some I didn't. So it's about definitely being consistent with that paperwork.
I did a 12 I did it for 12 months. I did a 1 year lease option, and they man, they always paid late, but they was always giving me extra, you know what I'm saying? So I really wasn't tripping. They was always late, but they always was extra, you know what I'm saying? And
Well,
then
hey, don't bring me that extra there. Come on with it, you
yeah,
lady.
man, I couldn't even trip. They was always days late, you know what I'm saying? But they was always extra. And
Bring your late ass in here, bring that check.
And look, after the 12 months, what they were doing, it was just month to month. But man, they just up and left on me. So I'm like, yeah, I got to go back to the drawing board because man, the prices have dove down in that area, man. Just last year, houses was selling for three something. The 5.2s was selling for like three something. Now they like back at where they was when they first built the houses. So it's like but hey, the house that I have is a 15. It was on a 15-year mortgage and it was built in 2018. So it was a
Wow.
15-year mortgage. It wasn't a 30-year mortgage. So we got some equity in that thing. Then I took it over subject to. So yeah, over the weekend I'll be figuring out exactly what I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna go ahead and just do the carpet and paint, or just sell it on the lease option as is and let somebody else deal with it.
Yeah, that's what I probably do.
Cause of that,
So,
cause the carpet, like shoot, like I'm like, man, shoot, forget that carpet and that paint.
no, I sell on a lease purchase. A lot of things we do, if we can find the paint like throughout the house, you say the whole house one color. We'll go to Sherwin William or one of the paint stores, cut off like a little quarter size, and take it. If you got the exact paint, you're gonna be in the game. Because you can go through and spot paint and it'll match right up. But if you don't have the exact paint, you gotta do a paint match. They never 100%. So you may have to paint a whole wall.
Yeah,
So it
oh,
depends
yeah,
on it.
whole thing need to be painted, like the whole inside.
Oh, they done ran through
Yeah,
there.
we had some Mexicans in there, man, and they had a bunch of little tacks and stuff where they was tacking stuff on the wall. You know when you was young and you had the what's that magazine that used to have salt and pepper and Word Up
Yeah,
magazine.
word up.
I used to
The
tack the
source.
picture on the ceiling and stuff. Now when
Dang.
in there was holes all in the ceiling with tacks and stuff. I say, damn man, they tacking stuff up everywhere here, man.
Whoa.
So
They
yeah,
got a little excited.
yeah, man, it's a lot of paint, man. And most of the time, man, people just want that white paint anyway, and that way they can do their own little one too. But when you're doing with a lease option, you just want to do something basic. You don't want to do all that flamboyant stuff, just something
No.
basic. But I never painted the inside of a house. And this house is 2,500 square feet. So I'm like,
Man, just tell them you knock off some of the down payment for the cover the paint, cause they gonna paint it anyway. They always go in and paint their colors. That's why we don't even worry about that stuff.
that's what they did. So when I went in there, if you go look at the IG store, I'm gonna send it to you. They painted the living room, they painted the downstairs half bathroom, and they painted the garage. You know what I'm saying? And that
Yeah.
was it. The rest of the house still got white walls, but shit, it's so dirty. You know what I'm saying? It's like little scuff marks and stuff. Little minor stuff, but it's still stuff that need to be done. I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Let me see. We got one more question and we out of here. Let's see. Lashonda from KC, what's up? My girl Lashonda.
Oh man, how's the KC market? Dang, I know it's booming out there.
I don't know. She invests in. Let me see. She just texted me today. Let's see where you invest in, Lashonda. My friend Tasha said she gonna be a speaker at the seminar. Let's go. Let's go. We get ready. We want some people. You want to be involved with it. We want some people bringing high energy. You got something to bring. So get your courses ready or whatever you're gonna sell. And if you got my direct number, let's put it together, man. We want to be able to empower the people, whether you're good with credit, because you don't need credit in what we teach, but it's a plus if you do got the credit. It's a plus now. If you know if you got that business credit, so with a DM, well, text us 770-334-9311 or email us at info@mrtransactionengineer.com. And let's put the play together, man. It's gonna be a big empowerment seminar. I'm gonna bring a special guest. I'm trying to see who I'll wait till we get closer. We're gonna have some special guests. Gonna set it off. I'm excited, man. Let's see. Oh, we got one more. Okay. Oh, I was looking for the market. Lashonda, she in North Carolina and Florida.
I got a lot deal in North Carolina. I got a lot 5 acres in Fayetteville. If you're in Fayetteville, yeah, I got a lot. It's 5 acres, but it's divided by a street and they're on one parcel. If you have some buyers in Fayetteville,
let me text it.
Transaction up and that way you can get in contact with me and we can go from there.
Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yeah, Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's 4.89 acres, and it's on one parcel, and it don't have an address. It shows up as ? 0 ? Road, and it's in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and it's on South Riley Street. And South Riley divide the property up, so it's actually 2 pieces of land, but it's on one parcel with one address, but they're on 2 sides of the street. I don't know how they did.
Oh, yes. I like what Lashonda said. Would that be an addendum added? Yes. I would make it an addendum and get it notarized at closing. I highly recommend when you do a lease option closing, man, close at a title company or with an attorney, depends on what state you're in. Some state have both. But close with a title company, they take it more seriously. You just do a tabletop closing, man, they try to buck and do all kind of crazy stuff sometimes.
You talking about with the seller or with the buyer?
With both, but definitely with the buyer also. We close our lease option with attorney every time because they take it seriously. Okay. They take it serious because they know the attorney gonna tighten them up.
Oh, okay.
If they get wrong, because you just signed it front of attorney now, don't get amnesia. They less likely to try to come after you if they don't buy the house. So close with a title company, y'all, or a real estate attorney or title company. Okay. Yep, Lashonda said, yep, she used her attorney charge $300. Yeah, they don't charge that much. They charge about $200 to $300 because it's going to take them 15 to 20 minutes to go through it. This is the turn, blase, boom. It's over with. Done deal. It's not like it's going to take them, y'all, a whole hour. So close with a title company or
I wonder why Lashonda to go outside of her market than be in KC if her market is like cracking, man.
They got a non-disclosure state, so you can't see what the property sold for, and you know what they bought it for. It's crazy up there.
Yeah, it's just like Texas then, because Texas like that too. But I've always had MLS access. I've always had it, so that's what worked out for me. You know.
She says a non-disclosure state.
It makes sense. It totally makes sense.
Like that.
I remember her. She was on the. She came on the master class when you had the master class.
Yeah.
I remember her now. Okay. Yeah, let me know if you're in Fayetteville.
She said the realtors be hating.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to continue to hate as the market change, because most of them aren't hustlers. Most of them don't know how to find the money. Most of them just deal with sellers or get referrals. Most of them just want pretty houses. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they react, because they're not going to have a proper response. They're going to have a reaction to that, to the market changing. And I want to know how, if they're going to keep hating, or if they're going to get on board and start to, know that, hey, you can't control something that you don't have the paperwork for, and are you going to be on board with the process of how we need to maneuver with this transaction?
I don't know, man. I hope it works out for them.
Yeah,
I
I
hope
do
it
too,
works out for them.
because it'll be in the best interest of everybody involved, and that'll be more value being added across the board, and that'll lead them to not having to go get a job if they just do the job that they already have. Oh my goodness.
Man, thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, every Friday, 3 p.m. from 3 to 4 p.m. We started a little late this time, so we gave you a stendo. We've been doing this for an hour and 25 minutes. So we gave you a little extra, baby. Thank all of y'all for joining us. Please follow my brother Lupi. How can they find you on YouTube and your Instagram? And
Oh,
we're gonna put it next week in the description.
yeah, global Lupi G on all platforms. On Facebook is Lupi G with the GE at the end. So I'll be trying to figure out how I can put that global Lupi G as well. But global Lupi G on all platforms.
Yes, sir. Man, thank y'all for tuning in. Keep growing and going. Hey, we'll see you next Friday. Send this to any investors that you know out there or any realtors. Send this, man. We got to spread the word. We're here to teach you. Any questions you have, come here and submit them, and we're going to try to get to everybody. Keep growing and going. Never give up. Never quit, baby. Any last words, Luke?
Man, hey, you couldn't. Hey, I can't. I couldn't have said it no better, man. I was just making sure that you said keep growing and going, man. Because man, it's stick with me now. You know what I'm saying? So that's the one.
Keep growing and going. Y'all see you at the top. Peace.